Welcome back. Find out what's happening on CTN. Go to our website and sign up. We can send you highlights of upcoming programs. It's all free. Just go to ctn.org. You know, this time of year our thoughts turn to gifts, and especially gifts for kids. And the question always comes up, am I buying the age-appropriate gift for that particular child? Well, County Health and Human Services is offering up some tips on toy safety to help keep those kids safe. Here's Suzanne Bartolo.
U-V-W.
Okay, let's go play with Sienna and your brother.
Karen O'Hearn is taking her kids to a play date. There's baby Reese.
Look at those cheeks.
Baby Abby.
And how many months is she now?
Almost 4 months.
Josh and Sienna.
Kitty, 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 kitty.
And Colin.
And straight for the toys, yeah. You like the baby?
With the coming holiday season, parents, family, and friends will be shopping for gifts for children.
And the most common gift for the holiday is a toy.
My parents were looking at some toys for Colin, and they were excited because now that he's close to 3, they can get all the toys that are 3 plus. But then I was telling them to wait because he won't be able to play with them. She's all over the place. She's going to be putting small parts in her mouth, and we have to be careful.
While these items may seem harmless, injuries can occur.
The most common types of injuries would be scrapes or bruises. But depending upon the type of toy, injuries can be very serious and sometimes even deadly.
To ensure child safety, Public Health Services stresses 4 messages.
I have to go to lunch.
Make sure the toys are age appropriate. Check the label. Make sure it reads non-toxic. Pay attention to the size of the toy and be aware of materials and parts.
Okay, be careful with the bears, Colin. Pick them up so that Reese doesn't get them and put them in her mouth.
If you are buying toys for babies, you want to make sure that there are not strings or items that the child can wrap around their neck or can touch or pull down into the crib. And once a child begins to push up on their knees, you want to make sure that you do not keep toys in the crib. In terms of the materials and parts on toys, you want to make sure that the parts are sturdy, that there are no plastic parts that can be pulled off and swallowed. So that speaks to the fact that you don't want to buy objects that can go into a child's mouth.
Paying attention to these guidelines can help make sure kids stay safe during the holiday season and year-round.
She's trying to get them, isn't she?
In addition, also, you might want to avoid toys that have a lot of points and sharp edges, things like that. For more, just go to ctn.org. When you think of Christmas traditions, maybe it's the secret family recipe that's been passed down through the generations, or the time when the family goes out in search of the perfect Christmas tree. Well, in Encinitas, a mother and daughter have turned their holiday decorating traditions into a year-round business. Take a look.
We don't actually have a name for this model, but behind the scenes we sort of lovingly refer to it as the shanty. You have to hold the front end because that piece, yeah. This is like the hardest house that we make. People used to have small houses called putz houses that would go under their Christmas tree. And so a putz house is a rather old idea. I always use the junkiest brush possible. Christmas, when I was little, was always a magical time.
Lots of paper chains.
Paper chains were a big deal.
Yes.
We named our company 32 Degrees North, which is actually the latitude of San Diego County, which also has a sort of Christmas sounding name. Oftentimes people say, are those the coordinates of the North Pole? And we say, no, you'd be surprised, but that's in Southern California. Well, when I was a little girl, this was my bedroom. So it's evolved into sort of a catch-all storage room and the ideal place to run our Christmas business out of. This is our collection of the putz houses that we've made. These ones are all finished and they're just waiting to go to their new homes. This is actually our most popular item on our site. People like to get a putz house. It comes with a little light that you put inside, has a hole in the back, and the tea light flickers so it mimics a person living inside having a fire. It takes one full day to complete one house. You want to glue a roof on this and glue this down? We're really lucky that we get along so well, and we're able to be honest with each other. There are never any hard feelings. There's no competition. And
But we don't say it quite that nicely. It's like,
no,
oh,
we're very direct
what's
with
that?
each other. What were you thinking? Why did you do that? If we didn't like what we were doing, there would be no point in doing it at all. We really like to make things that have sparkle, that have dimension, that use a lot of different styles of supplies, crinkle wire, Dresden trims, Dresden stars, vintage scraps, you know. A lot of the ornaments that inspire the pieces we make were actually made by families in Victorian times. It's a real feather in its tail. They would use scraps that they had on hand. They would use scraps from advertisements that they would cut out themselves. They would use found objects. And the thing that made the ornaments that they made special was that the family would get together and make ornaments. We evolved our business out of our love for Christmas and our love for collecting things. And we know that the people that are buying our pieces, that they love Christmas too, and that it's a big deal when they put their trees up. Every year, we put up a ton of Christmas trees. Last year we had 28, and I expect that this year there might be more. In Germany, it's traditional to hang one pickle ornament on your tree. So Christmas morning, when the kids wake up, they're ready to open presents. The first child to find the pickle ornament is the one that gets to open the first gift.
I think it's the traditions that cut across the years, something that made your father happy, made your grandfather happy, and ties your family together and your friends. You don't have to have a family to have Christmas traditions. You know, those are things that you create yourself.
Yeah.
And as you carry them on, then you pass them along. And the ones that are good are lasting. It's better, when they say it's better to give than receive, that's all about Christmas.
You don't have to make the most elaborate, most beautiful, most sparkly thing ever. It's mostly the time spent together that's the most memorable and that leaves the lasting impression. It's the Christmas spirit.
To see some of the other goodies offered up by 32 Degrees North, just go to our website, ctn.org. And that's it for our show. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Michael Russo. We'll see you next month with another edition of County Chronicles.